All right, let's be honest. Fishing line is expensive. And especially if you're like me and you like fishing with fluorocarbon. And it's never a good day when your wife finds out how much fishing line is. So what I want to do in today's episode is I'm going to show you guys how you can save a little bit of money on your fishing line. Alright guys, before we get into today's video, real quick, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We're really trying to grow the channel here in 2020. I'm trying to get up to that 300 subscriber mark. So if you're watching this video, you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscription button down here in the corner and turn on that bell so you get notified. So today we're talking about how to save money on line, because line's expensive. An average spool of fluorocarbon line is somewhere between 15, 25 bucks. So what are some things that I do to save money? Well, number one, I only buy fluorocarbon line that's on sale. For example, this year I'm running Seaguar and Vizex simply because I found it on sale. And another thing is I'm buying bulk spools now. That has also saved money. But one of the biggest things that you can do to save money on fluorocarbon is using backing. Let's be honest. Most reels will hold 200 yards of line plus, and you're never going to use it. Let's just be honest, especially with fluorocarbon. You're probably only going to use about 100 yards of line. And if you got a spool that holds 250 yards of line, there's 50 yards of line that you will never touch. It just sits at the bottom of your spool and gains memory. And so it's not like you can just simply re-spool that line onto another reel and use it. So this is something that I do. For example, I had to go pick up a new reel. This is a Revo SX Gen 4. One of the things that I do is I use a cheap mono backing. This is Berkley Trialing Big Game. I picked this up on Amazon for $7, and this is 900 yards. And this is all of the backing that I will need. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up, show you about where I like to spool a reel up to, and then we'll switch over to our fluorocarbon, and I'll show you just some things that I do to help make your line a little bit easier to cast and make it last longer. So let's jump right in here. All right, so I've got my line here. Pretty much all I'm going to do, because this is backing, I'm just going to stick it through here, and we're going to put just a little bit of it up here. Get it going. All right, there we go. And so I'm just going to, I'm going to put a good little bit here of this cheap monofilament on the back end of this spool, just so I'm not spooling up an entire reel with fluorocarbon. Alright, that's probably pretty good right there. As you can see, I've got it about halfway. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to switch over from my mono, and I'm going to spool up my fluorocarbon. All right, so we have got our fluorocarbon set up here so we can begin spooling up. What you're going to need for this process, and this is something that I like to do, is I get a nice little cloth, and then you're going to want to pick up some form of line conditioner. This is Bass Pro Shots brand. This is just kind of what I wanted to pick up. It was cheap, so that's kind of what I did. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to coat this rag down really well with this line conditioner. All right, there we go, perfect. Next step is you're going to take your mono, in this case, and I'm going to connect it to my fluorocarbon. And you can use whatever knot you like to join. Usually I like something fairly small, so just simply because I'm not putting a whole lot of fluorocarbon on the spool, just enough to fish with. Alright, so we got our fluorocarbon here set up, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold that cloth over that line. Alright, and now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to spool it up. And what it's doing is it's running through that cloth that's got that line conditioner in it. And pretty much what I'm doing is I'm putting some form of conditioner down on this spool. And what I'll do is every few minutes, every few seconds, I might stop, like right here. I'm just going to take my conditioner, squirt it in there, and then keep right on going. You know, and pretty much all you're trying to do is you're just trying to just somewhat reduce, if that makes sense, some of the line memory. The big thing is oftentimes you'll never eliminate line memory completely, but you can do some things that will definitely help. I'm going to go a little bit more here. Alright. And basically what I'm doing is, you know, this cloth is just, you know, it's pretty much just picking up that line conditioner. And then I'm just going to squirt some in there, you know. And that is it. I'm pretty good there. This is a brand new reel, so this is pretty much what I do. And now, you know, I've only put probably 100 yards of line on that reel. And let's be honest, when you're crankbaiting, this is what I'm using this for. So this is 10-pound Invisex. I mean, you make a cast, you may have to cut off 30 feet because you've banged it into a rock and it's, you know, all frayed up and things like that. So, you know, that's a good tip for you guys is, you know, buy you some cheap backing, spool that reel up halfway, 3/4 of the way, and then put on your high dollar line, because line's expensive and you go through a lot of it, or at least I do. You know, when you fish, I don't fish as much as I like, but there are times where I'm fishing 2-3 days a week, you know, and I'm not fishing all day, but I'll, you know, go out for a couple hours here, a couple hours there, maybe a whole day. And, you know, being able to cut down on how much you spend is really good. So anyway, if you've really liked this video, maybe if you've liked this tip and this how to save money on the fishing line because it's expensive, do something for me. Comment down below maybe something that you do to save some money, and we will catch you guys later here on the channel. So thanks for tuning in to the Bass and Pastor, guys. We'll catch you guys later.